What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Spitz here, back today with a new video. Thank you to all my subs. If you like the content and haven't already, make sure to hit that sub and like button. That being said, here are the top 10 upcoming video games of 2019. Starting off the list at number 10, we have Kingdom Hearts 3, which is a crossover game by Square Enix and Disney, which actually, we've been waiting for the third one since about 2005 when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, and that's why I believe that this is going to be the one that's hyped up most of all of them, just because of how long the wait has been, and I don't think even after this Kingdom Hearts that there's going to be another one that's ever as hype as this one. But all in all, I do think the game looks extremely promising. I think it's a really good game for all the fans out there that have been waiting for it, and with all the game hype that we've had in the last couple of years, I'm hoping that it's going to live up to all the hype. At number 9, I have more of an unexpected game just because of its developer's reputation, and that's going to be Anthem. Anthem is an open world shared fantasy shooter made by BioWare, who actually has had a bad reputation for Mass Effect Andromeda, but I really do believe that with the gameplay that's being shown so far in the cinematics that Anthem could be the comeback that BioWare needs for 2019. The game is about keeping your race alive. We've seen different classes and different playstyles like up close swords, ranged weaponry, massive weapons, etc. And also the game has a lot of modes like free roam missions and survival mode, but hopefully no loot boxes and pointless grinding comes to the game because I think that's what'll kill it. But overall, what I've seen from the game, it looks promising, and I'm hoping that Anthem could be one of the best games of 2019. Moving on to number 8, we have Devil May Cry 5, which is an action-adventure hack-and-slash from a series that I've never actually played but am excited to try in 2019. The game follows up on DMC4 and DMC2, where Nero runs his own organization to kill demons in Redgrave City, and Dante is still stuck in the demon world and must find a way out. So far we've seen in-game that NPCs like Nico provide upgrades and customizations for Nero, and the game relies on the other stories, but it's not sure whether it's recommended or not to play the other games first, and we definitely need some more gameplay to be able to tell. But so far from what we've seen, the game looks gorgeous, the combat looks amazing and in-depth, and personally I hope for an in-depth combat system with lots of customization, but we're going to need some more gameplay before the game is released to be able to determine that. At the number 7 spot, we got Resident Evil 2, which is one of the best survival horror games of all time, included in one of the best series of all time for horror games. This is actually a remake of the 1998 version of the game, which originally released on the PlayStation 1. I'm not sure how many of you out there have played any of the Resident Evils before, but from what I can see, this game has been modified a lot from the original. Obviously it's remastered, so they have to modernize the clothing, the graphics, the environmental aspects, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. The game is about a police officer named Officer Kennedy and a college student named Claire, and they're both trying to escape from Raccoon City during a zombie apocalypse. Usually in Resident Evil, the camera always has like a stationary place in the room, but in this one the camera kind of follows like a normal game. But I think that also opens up new opportunities for better jump scares, scarier angles, and all that other kind of stuff. The game looks completely different from all the other ones in the series, and I have to give it to Capcom for making this game feel like a whole new different one rather than just a reskin of the old one. And all jokes aside, I'm actually the kind of person that when I pick up a scary game, I like to play it alone at nighttime in the dark, and call me crazy, but I don't know, that's just me. This is definitely going to be one of those games that has me shitting my pants though. Next up on the list is going to be a dope ass exclusive for Xbox One called Ori and the Will-O-Wisps. This game's a platform adventure Metroidvania, which Metroidvania is actually one of my top 3 genres for video games. I'm not sure if the games connect to one another because there is an Ori that came out before this one, but what I can tell from the gameplay is that it's extremely fluid, surreal. The surrealism almost reminds me of the game Celeste. If any of you guys ever played that, let me know down below. The game looks dreamlike and like it has a lot of deep messages. It works like a Metroidvania where players upgrade and give Ori abilities and strengths to then access previously, gosh, I speak English sometimes, inaccessible areas. And if you ever played or seen the last Ori game, you can tell that this one has just as much parkouring and smooth combat, if more. I'm especially excited for this game too because of the fact that even though I did say it was an Xbox One exclusive, Xbox One does have ties with Windows, which means that we're going to be getting the game on Windows 10 Store. So I am extremely excited to play this and definitely do expect to see a review on this game on my channel. And if you're an Xbox user and you're excited for either this title or another exclusive, let me know down in the comments below. Alright people, we're halfway there at number 5, and for this one we have the much awaited for PS4 exclusive, The Last of Us Part 2. The game's an action, adventure, and suspense game all at the same time, and it looks fantastic. Of all the games on this list, I think this one beats all of them for graphics when it comes to realism, and honestly it's almost like the environment's real. Like, just watching the gameplay of this, I felt like I was actually in the game myself and I could really feel for the characters. But as good as the game looks, it kind of sucks for anyone that hasn't played part 1 because the games directly connect and it's a direct continuation of part 1. So if you haven't played the first one, you're not going to understand the second one, and this is coming from someone who hasn't played the first one and I have no idea what's happening in the second one. Which is why one of my goals for 2019 is to buy back a PS4 just so that then I can enjoy all those beautiful exclusives. Oh, and also before I forget to ask, let me know down below in the comments what platform you guys play on. At the number 4 spot we have Mortal Kombat 11, which undoubtedly is one of the most gory, violent, and hyped up fighting games of all time. Now unfortunately not much has been released on the game except for this small trailer, but what we can see from it is that it's an upgrade in graphics from Mortal Kombat 10, which in itself was already gorgeous, so it seems like the developers are only going up from this point on. And also, being that there is no news on the game, this is just a guess, but I'm guessing that the story probably will connect to the past games just because that's usually how Mortal Kombat does it. But you know, obviously new players are welcome just because of the fact that Mortal Kombat multiplayer isn't so story based, and even the story you can just jump right into it. But aside from the single player aspects of the game, I definitely do hope that the multiplayer has more characters, character customization, combat options, and better looks for the finishers. Even though they already looked really good in MK10, I just think they could take it to the next level and make it look even better with those fatalities and brutalities. I'm definitely very excited for this game. Expect some gameplay of it on my channel just because I'm getting very into fighting games recently. And you guys let me know down below, aside from Mortal Kombat, what other games you guys want to see on my channel. Let me know if you guys want to see a playthrough of the single player of this game, some multiplayer montages, gameplay, commentary, whatever it may be. Next up on the list at number 3, we have a nostalgic looking open action role playing game called Biomutant. Now for anybody out there that has owned a PS2 or has ever played on one, I'm more than certain you guys know exactly what Jak and Daxter or Ratchet and Clank are, and that's exactly what this game reminds me of, just because of the way it looks with the environment and the main characters and all the gadgets and weapons and suits you can use. I've actually been very excited for this game since a couple months back, and I don't remember exactly where I first saw it, but we have had a lot of news and gameplay on the actual game. And just from those pre-release things, I can tell that this is a game that children and people that are kind of into those 3D open world kind of games, kind of like Jak and Daxter, are really gonna like this, just because of like how the environment looks, the art style, and everything that the game incorporates. But yeah, I definitely do think that this game is awesome and deserves all the attention that it's getting. Coming down to the top picks for the most hyped games of 2019 is going to be number 2, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which is an action-adventure role-playing game made from the developers From Software, who created Dark Souls and Bloodborne, which is why the games look so similar. So far we've had a decent amount of news on the game with small amounts of gameplay and cinematics, but what we can get for now is that the game is about a shinobi named Sekiro looking for revenge on the man who attacked him and kidnapped his lord. The game looks near perfect with a great combat system and grappling hooks. I'm gonna assume that the game also has as much customization and is as in-depth as Dark Souls 3, which is a game I feel that perfected the idea of character customization. And in some ways, some people can look at this as basically a Chinese version of Dark Souls 3, but all Dark Souls 3 talk aside, the game looks gorgeous and satisfying, and I'm into these kinds of games, so I'm definitely going to be posting it on my channel. If you're into these kinds of games, make sure to be on the watch out for that, because I'm going to be grinding this game as soon as it comes out. Alright guys, and the number 1 pick for the top 10 most hyped games of 2019 is going to have to be, without a doubt, Jump Force. Now, just like how J-Stars took a bunch of shonen characters and put them all into one fighting game, Jump Force basically does the same thing but better in every single way. The game's graphics are insane and give all these cartoony anime characters a realistic look to make them fit into the real world. There's been a ton of gameplay recently with the whole open betas and all of the cinematics that the developers have dropped. There's over 35 characters from animes like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, Bleach, Yu-Gi-Oh, and so many more. All the characters are accurate to their show/manga versions. I think to conclude that the game does look really good. It does need a little bit of fixes, but overall the best looking game of 2019 so far. Alright guys, that's all I got for today. That's my top 10 2019 most hyped games. If you like the content, make sure to sub, make sure to like, comment down below what your guys' top 10 list is, or if it's not a top 10, comment at least one game you guys are excited for in 2019. If you like any of the games on my list, then expect some gameplay from it because I am interested in every single one on it. But once again, thank you so much for watching, it means the world. My name is Spitz and I'll see you guys in the next video.